Oh, I already know I need to turn off Boot Shambi.
This one belt.
Okay. All right, friends, welcome to Game 1 of our Game of the Weeks here. It's going to be that of the Miami Marlins taking on the Atlanta Braves. The Marlins, kind of on a bit of a heater recently. The Atlanta Braves, well, they're going to need some help as far as it's concerned here in the National League. Hopefully they can start out with that today. Should be a good game here. On the mound for the Atlanta Braves, it's going to be Zach Wheeler. Now, as you know, there's been a couple of glitches in the game with Zach Wheeler having to play the designated hitter and Shohei pitching every single game. So I think for these games in particular, I'm just going to have to take Shohei off the roster. I'll put him back on for the games in which he is supposed to pitch. But Shohei has technically started 2 games in a row for Atlanta, so it's going to be Zach Wheeler on the mound. 2 games in a row being, I think, both twice last series. First offering to Elly De La Cruz is fouled away, and we are underway here from Truist Park. De La Cruz batting 125. Unfortunately for him, is in the running of the Wooden Spoon Award for the Miami Marlins this season. And it's an 0-2.
Ball.
And cutter low.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Cruz, Brian Reynolds, and Manny Machado, the first 3 for the Marlins. As that one hit pretty well in the air out towards left. It will, however, be Fernando Tatis under it back at the warning track. And that is going to be the first out. So here's a look at the batting order then for the Miami Marlins. As I said, Reynolds and Machado round of the front 3. Schwarber, the designated hitter. Jazz Chisholm, one of the hottest players in the National League. Gleyber Torres at second. Of course, you don't need to worry about Ryan McMahon and Ezekiel Tovar. That'll be Davison De Los Santos and then Nolan Jones as well. Wilson Contreras, the catcher. It is now Brian Reynolds stepping up. He's batting .266 this season. 3 extra base hits. Actually, 3 out of the 4 registered hits that Reynolds does have this season are for extra bases. And the 0-1 foul behind, it's 0-2. High fastball, foul. Oh, and 2 in the fastball outside. Reynolds swings and misses. And that'll be the second out. Now over to Manny Machado. Sweeper in the air to the right side. Under it is Judge, and he will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Marlins. Tatis, Semien, and Judge. First 3 due up for the Marlins. For the Braves. On the mound for the Marlins this evening will be Chris Sale. One of those pitchers that has actually done quite all right. I think he's been slightly let down by the lack of run support that he does have within this Marlins side, as well as some relief pitching has also not really gone his way. And, of course, as usual, Davison De Los Santos and Nolan Jones both taking the field. Here's Fernando Tatis. Tatis at a 133 to start the season. Fastball on the inside edge goes for strike 1. First offering of the game from Sale. And the slider on the bottom edge, 0-2.
0-2.
Foul behind. Change up outside. Just a reminder, coming up next, we've got a fantastic game as the San Diego Padres, having suffered their first loss of the season, go up against the Milwaukee Brewers. That one hammered to the wall out and right. It'll take a bounce off the brick, and Fernando Tatis is going to have a stand-up double here. Good stuff for Tatis, finally getting another hit on the season, as he'll get himself a leadoff double. And that'll immediately put a runner in scoring position. That brings up Marcus Semien. Semien, one of the hotter players on this Braves side, batting .333 at a 4 for 12. Home plate umpire is going to ring him up for that one. He didn't go around quite far, I'll be fair. 2 RBI in the season on 2 home runs, Semien. When you think about it, shouldn't really be one of the power hitters on this side, but definitely is. That one hit up the middle. De La Cruz throws to first on the bounce, can't get to it. I believe that one's going to go down as an error. Maybe not. That was a difficult one. It has not been given as an error. That has gone down as a base hit for Marcus Semien, as I believe he beat out the throw. I think we can have a look at the replay here in the second after I do up the statistics. I'm assuming that's why that hasn't gone down as an error. It probably should have. As that one hit over De La Cruz from the outfield grass. And no, that's a bit of a bold call, that's gone down as a base hit, but it has, and that brings up Aaron Judge with runners at the corners. And the fastball down the middle for strike one.
One ball, one
Oh,
strike.
one's a changeup outside. Judge batting .363 on the season. Couple of doubles and an RBI for him. 4 for 11. Fastball outside, 2-1 the count. Of course, due up next is the designated hitter of Pete Alonso. Alonso was the National League MVP last season. That one into the glove of Machado at third, caught on a line. That'll be the first out. Here's the rest of the order then for the Braves. Up next, as I said, Pete Alonso. Austin Riley at third, Ozzie Albies at second. Goldschmidt at the first base position. Yainer Diaz playing catcher. And Evan Carter will round out the order. Again, is a common problem that we've seen with this Braves side is that some of these batters in the back half of the order are some of the weaker on the team. That's certainly what it appears to be. Albies batting a 142. Sorry, that's a 181. Diaz a 166. Carter a 200. Goldschmidt's doing all right. He's at a 272. Austin Riley, however, at the 076. He's due up next. Middle slider 0-2 against Pete Alonso.
2 strikes.
And that one is crushed! Pete Alonso! His first homer of the year. See you later. What a hot start to this affair already for the Atlanta Braves, as Alonso, that'll be his 5th RBI on the season with that 3-run shot. It's a 3-0 ball game here in the bottom of the first already. And that's exactly the kind of start that the Braves needed. A team that has struggled to put up runs this year, meaningful runs anyway, and that's exactly what they wanted to happen. 416 feet out to left. Alonso doing what he does best. That ball went deep, and Chris Sale's day just got a whole heck of a lot more pressure as he's let up 3 runs here early. Here's Austin Riley, however. Base is empty. Riley on a 1 for 13 this season, an 076. His one hit is a double for an RBI as well. Now, you talk about difficulty at the plate, it's got to be one of the cases for Austin Riley. Here's the 0-1. Top of the zone fastball fouled away for strike 2. Following Austin Riley is Ozzie Albies. That one foul as well. Oh, and 2. Riley will swing and miss. And that'll be the second out. Putting Riley at an 0.71 average. 1 for 14 to start the season. He's getting into wooden spoon territory. Ozzie Albies stepping in now. He's 2 for 11 at a 181. The 0-1. Slider finds the outside edge, 0-2 on the 20th offering of the game from Sale. Here's the 0-2.
1-2.
And it's a changeup outside. Next three following Albies will be Goldschmidt, Diaz, and Carter. Bottom three in the order for the Braves. As that one's going to be in the dirt, Albies will swing through it to throw down, and that will retire the side. But Pete Alonso, my goodness, the man that Atlanta has needed this season, back into his power swinging ways. It's a 3-0 ball game after one. And now stepping into the box is going to be Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber batting 166 on the season. He's 2 for 12. Wheeler only on his 10th pitch of the game. And the fastball is going to go high for ball one. Schwarber, Chisholm, and Gleyber Torres, the next three due up for Miami. Got to look out for Jazz Chisholm. 6 for 11. At a 5.45 average, 5 RBI, 2 home run, 2 stolen bases, 2 extra hits. It's Jerry Hillsdale behind home plate today. I believe is what that just said. One to Schwarber, the sweeper inside, swinging and missing.
1-2 is the count.
That one foul. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Struck him out as Schwarber will go down. And, well, it has to be said, that was kind of a wild offering to swing at, but he had his best tack. And so that brings up Jazz Chisholm, undeniably one of the best hitters in the National League. And that one is crushed out to right. You talk about a dangerous hitter, there you go. Jazz Chisholm with a breath of fresh air for the Marlins. His third homer of the season on the first pitch that he sees. That puts him 7 for 12 on the season at a 5.83 average. And that one was kind of almost looked like it was going to be on the inside of the plate. And more or less a frozen rope out to right. 390 over the right field wall. And that's going to bring up Gleyber Torres. Torres batting .083, a 1 for 12. Does have an RBI on the season. Torres, the Golden Glover from last season with Detroit. Was in consideration for the Silver Slugger as well. Kind of missed out on that. Here's the 1-0. And the sinker outside. And the fastball inside. It's a 3-0 count. Fastball goes for strike one.
Ball four, take
and that's going to be ball four. Gleyber Torres makes his way to first, and that brings up Wilson Contreras, I believe. No, it's going to be Davison De Los Santos. 0 for 14 to begin the season.
Ball.
As we said, 0 for 14 to begin the season for Davison De Los Santos. Now, the issue with this Marlins squad is that Davison De Los Santos isn't a rostered player. However, the player that is being played on first base and then also in right, that's actually Ryan McMahon, supposed to be the first baseman. That is an out-of-position player. The game really does not like when that sort of thing happens. Because that one is fouled away. In the dirt, that one may get past the catcher of Contreras. Thrown down to second, Torres is in there. But that does, unfortunately, for Gleyber Torres go down as a wild pitch, and as that one had gone right in the 5-hole of Yainer Diaz. Sorry if I said that accidentally. It's not Contreras. So it's a 2-2 count to Davison De Los Santos. Following De Los Santos will be Wilson Contreras, the catcher. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. It's 0 for 15 to begin the season for Davison De Los Santos. Third strikeout of the game for Wheeler. And this now is Wilson Contreras. Contreras at a .230. 3 RBI, 2 home run.
Ball.
Coming into today's game was one of the leaders in home runs this season. He's now actually been outdone by his teammate Jazz Chisholm. The 1-0 swung through that one.
1-1.
That one foul behind. Contreras and Nolan Jones, the final two in the order for Miami. Jones had a 1 for 10 this season. Contreras will foul that one behind into Yainer Diaz. One and two, the sweeper outside. 31st offering of the game on the way from Wheeler, considering he started this inning at only 9 pitches thrown prior to this point. That one is well foul. We'll do it again. That one is well fouled again. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and Zach Wheeler is wheeling right now for the Atlanta Braves. However, Jazz Chisholm has made this one halfway interesting here. It's a 3-1 Braves after 1.5. And stepping into the box, it's Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt, the silver slugging first baseman last year with the St. Louis Cardinals, now Seattle Mariners. Wasn't initially scheduled, or actually, no, that's not true, as Pete Alonso was the silver slugger. That one hit in the air pretty well out to the left. Not well enough, however, as that one is caught by Brian Reynolds. And now it's over to Yainer Diaz. But as I was saying, Paul Goldschmidt, actually a halfway decent player for St. Louis last season, one of the team leaders in home runs and RBI.
1-0.
Was not picked up for Season 2 by Seattle. Unfortunately, it's not as if he's escaped to a better situation. That one grounded to third, Machado to first. Oh, away from the bag is De Los Santos. That one's going to go down as an error, as the throw from Machado was offline. That one does unfortunately go against Yainer Diaz. Evan Carter, the bat. What in the hell is going on there? Get yourself in control, blooper. Anyway, it's Evan Carter. Carter batting .200 on the season. Slider outside. Great slider from Sale. Tinoco and Cronin getting ready in the bullpen for Miami. Carter 2 for 10. Does have a home run, and that's where his 1 RBI comes from. Runner on first with 1 out. And the slider outside.
1-1.
That one foul. Yeah, I think that's a bit early to be thinking about pulling Sale here. I know he's on 30 pitches and he's down by 2. But, I mean, if there's momentum to be had from the bats from Miami, there's no reason that he should be taken out right here. And here is the 30th offering from Sale. It's 2-2 count to Carter. And the changeup on the inside corner. Carter goes down looking. And that's the second out. Now back to the top of the order. It's Fernando Tatis. Tatis, as we said, not having a good season for him. He is, however, 1 for 1 today. Is that one foul? On the sinker low to 0-2.
0-2.
Tatis at a 187 this season, 3 for 16. That one is going to be hit foul, unfortunately, for Tatis. The 0-2 in the dirt, check swing. Home plate umpire is going to ring up Tatis, the throw down to first, and that will retire the side. After 2, it's still 3-1 Braves. Nolan Jones, De La Cruz, and Brian Reynolds due up for the Miami Marlins. And so stepping in is Nolan Jones. Left fielder last season for St. Louis as well, not picked up by Seattle for Season 2. Batting 1 for 10 on the season. First offering to him. That one is hit down the line, and that is fair into the corner. We'll have to get a replay on that one. That was a super close call. Nolan Jones will have a stand-up double. His first hit of the season for extra bases. I just want to see if it gives us the camera on the foul line here. Doesn't look like exactly it will. Well, some great contact there from Jones. I do want to get a quick replay of that as I just finish off the statistics here for Jones. Fantastic positioning, or, well, place to put the ball. That one hit. Oh! That one is called fair by the third base umpire. That's a very close one indeed. Ellie De La Cruz stepping in. 2 for 17 on the season. He's 0 for 1 today. Of course, the Marlins went down 1-2-3 in the first inning. And the sweeper inside, 1-0. De La Cruz didn't have many opportunities last season with Pittsburgh. He comes into this lineup here. Kind of expecting to be one of the centerpieces of this team, and unfortunately that's not exactly how it's turned out for him. It'll go 1-1. Edwin Diaz and Karnashak in the bullpen for the Braves. Again, really early to be thinking about replacing a pitcher here, honestly. I'm not thrilled about that decision. Runner on second. Fastball on the bottom edge, 1-2. De La Cruz once again finds himself in a bit of trouble here. On the sweeper, that one hit in the air to shallow left center. And making the catch is Evan Carter. I believe a preemptive throw down to third. That'll put De La Cruz at a 2 for 18 start to this season. And that brings up Brian Reynolds. 0 for 1 today, but batting .250 on the season at a 4 for 16. Has a trio of extra base hits as well. Base hit could score that run from second. Jones is quite quick. That one hit it in the air on a line caught by Albies. Just when I started to think that one was going to get through the gap, Ozzie Albies steps over and is able to catch that one on a line. Good stuff. That's the second out. That now brings up Manny Machado. Coming into today, he was a joint leader in the National League on RBI with Jazz Chisholm. Points down to first, and he's not gone. Runner still on second with 2 outs. Here's the 1-0. That one is going to get through. That will certainly be extra bases for Machado. That will most likely score the run from second, and it will the throw. Machado's not going to get there. He'll pick up the RBI, but Machado will be thrown out at second trying to stretch the single. And that retires the side 3-2 heading into the bottom of the third. And on the mound is still still Chris Sale.
1-0.
And it's Marcus Semien stepping in now. Semien 1 for 1 today. Again, turning into one of the centerpieces of this Braves side, batting .384 at a 5 for 13 this season. It's been a good one for him. That one hit on the ground right side into the glove of Torres at second, thrown to first, and that's the first out.
The right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
However, now it's Aaron Judge. Judge 0 for 1 today.
1 ball, no strikes.
Batting .333 in the season at 4 for 12. Yet to homer so far. As that one hit in the air to left, that one looking pretty good. However, not good enough as Chisholm will make the catch at the wall. That'll be the second out, but that brings up Pete Alonso. He's already homered in today's game with a 3-run shot of his own. Let's see what Pete Alonso can do here. Base is empty.
Nope, ball.
40th offering of the game by Sale is a low changeup for ball 1. And the fastball, 1-1.
That's in, ball.
Slider inside. That one foul. Getting a bit late as well here again on the Eastern Seaboard. Game number 2 tonight might be taken over by Mr. Shambi and Singleton. Because that one should be a fun one from American Family Field in Milwaukee between the Padres and the Brewers. The Padres suffering their first losses of the season to Miami in Series 3. And the Brewers on kind of a roll here recently, actually, starting to get hot at the right times. Full count to Alonso, Austin Riley on deck. That one hit to the ground left side, gloved by De La Cruz. Thrown to first, and that does retire the side. So after 3, it's a 3-2 ball game for the Braves. Kyle Schwarber, Jazz Chisholm, and Gleyber Torres due up here for the Marlins. On the mound's going to be Andrew Nardi. Bit of a bold choice to take off Wheeler. Feels like too close of a game to be doing that sort of thing, but that's what they've decided. Schwarber stepping in at a 153 average, 0 for 1 today.
Ball, that's high.
The 1-0, fastball outside. The 2-0. Swung on and missed 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Heavy swing there from Schwarber. Really wanted to make some heavy contact with that one. Nardi got him to swing through it.
Ball.
Fastball outside. Count moves 3-1 with Chisholm on deck. Why does Chisholm have a New York Mets batting training weight there? That one hit up the middle. Semien over to Goldschmidt. That'll be the first out. And Jazz Chisholm stepping in now. Jazz Chisholm had the solo homer earlier on in the game. Again, 7 for 12 on the season, batting .583, 6 RBI. Now once again tied with his teammate Machado after Machado getting the RBI in the previous inning. That one hit in the air to the left side. Tatis able to make the catch in the back end. And that's the second out. Gleyber Torres stepping up now. Gleyber Torres was walked in the second inning. Still remains at a 1 for 12 this season. First offering's a slider outside. I would expect a appearance from Edwin Diaz entering the 5th inning. Assuming Nardi retires this batter. That one hit pretty well in the air, out to left. Back towards the wall. Tatis leaping and missing. That one is gone, and Gleyber Torres has tied this one. His first home run of the season. Second RBI for Gleyber Torres. This is a 3-3 ball game. Well, I mean, it's been looking unlikely that Torres was going to do any damage at the plate. You know, a player that's had a cold run in the first half of the season here. But he's kind of put those rumors to bed. But here's someone who I still expect to be cold. It's Davison De Los Santos. Fastball outside. Davison De Los Santos 0 for 1 today with a strikeout earlier on. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed 1-1 early on the changeup.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Now one foul behind. It's 1-2. High fastball. 2-2 the count. Assuming De Los Santos goes down here, the next three due up for the Marlins will be Contreras, Jones, and then eventually De La Cruz, as Davidson De Los Santos will watch that one go for strike 3. Gleyber Torres puts this game even, 3 apiece, heading into the bottom of the 4th. Good game, this. And on the mound is going to be Anthony Bender, so a couple of relief appearances here for both sides. Stepping up is going to be Austin Riley. Riley 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Check swing is going to be rung up by the home plate umpire for strike 1. Sinker on the inside edge, fouled behind for strike 2. And that one in the dirt. Riley, Albies, Goldschmidt, the 3 due up for the Braves.
No, that's outside.
Sweeper outside. 2-2 the count now to Austin Riley. Check swing, somehow held that one. Three and 2 on the inside. That one, could it get down? No, into the glove of Reynolds, out and left. Caught on a line. Unfortunately for Riley, that'll put him a 1 for 15 start to the season. That brings up Ozzie Albies.
Ball.
Albies had a couple of fun moments last season for St. Louis. Had a walk-off as well. It was a good season for Albies as the designated hitter last season. You know, his contact from both sides of the plate in 24 was something really worth having on the team. As that one grounded to De La Cruz. Thrown to first, and that'll be the second out.
Now batter, first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Now over to Paul Goldschmidt. Instead, it's going to be Marcell Ozuna pinch hitting. Wow. Cameo appearance for Marcell Ozuna. He's 0 for 2 in the 2 pinch hitting appearances that he does have this season. Can Ozuna from the Braves do something here? The 0-1, it's an inside sinker.
1-1.
That one foul. Assuming Ozuna goes down here, it'll be Diaz, Carter, and Tatis to lead off the 5th inning for the Braves. And the sweeper outside, 2-2 the count. And the sweeper finds the zone. Ozuna from the Braves doesn't get the job done, as he will not hit that one.
A defensive change for
It's going to be Bryce Harper stepping up to first.
Number 4.
Bryce Harper hasn't had a lot of reps this season for Atlanta. Stepping in is going to be Wilson Contreras. Actually, Andrew Nardi remains in, which is a little bold, considering he did let up the 1 run on the home run from Gleyber Torres. It's 0-1. Hit on the ground left side, gloved by Semien. Over to first to Harper, and that's the first out.
Up next to the Marlins, the right fielder, Nolan Jones.
Nolan Jones stepping up now. Foul. Swung on and missed for strike 2.
0-2.
And a fastball high. Remember, Jones had that double in his first plate appearance. Inside. And Jones! My goodness, Nolan Jones, what a game he's had! It's a solo shot, 430 feet out to right. Where has this come from for Nolan Jones? His first home run of the season, and by goodness, what a time to make that one happen. Oh, and again, it appears to be slipping away from the Atlanta Braves. They put up 3 runs in the first inning, and it's all gone tumbling away via Jazz Chisholm, via Gleyber Torres, and via Nolan Jones. And this will be the end of the day for Andrew Nardi, and not a moment too soon. And it will be Edwin Diaz. Now here's the guy who I thought should have started this inning. And here's the man who he'll face. It's going to be Elly De La Cruz. That one foul. You know, Miami being one of the lowest scoring sides in Major League Baseball this season, this is going to be a hell of a game for them. If you didn't bet the over today, well, you've not made any money, have you? Inside fastball, swinging and missing.
0-2.
0-2 the count to De La Cruz. That one foul. Yes, it does eventually go foul. Oh, and 2 inside
1-2.
slider, 1-2. One and 2 to De La Cruz. Swung on and missed. That's the second out. That'll put him at a 105 average. Brian Reynolds stepping up. He's 0 for 2 in today's game.
That's
Fastball on the top edge. Goes for ball 1. Hit up the right side. Gloved on the backhand by Albies. Thrown to first, and that is the final out. Nolan Jones. A double and a home run in today's game. And the Marlins are ahead of this one 4-3. And it's going to be Jeremiah Estrada stepping up now for the Marlins. And leading off is going to be Yainer Diaz. He reached on an error earlier on. First offering is a fastball high for ball one. The 1-0, and that one is crushed! Yainer Diaz! And the Braves are back in it! First RBI of the season for him. First home run of the season. Goodness me, what a game this has been. And now, it is all square here in the bottom of the fifth. Just when the Atlanta Braves, a team that played so well last season, lost in the World Series to the White Sox, came into this one expecting a lot. They've had a hell of a time this season, trying to reclaim some former glory. Could this be the start of something special? Well, it's going to depend on Evan Carter. Slider, bottom edge, swung on and missed 0-1. Evan Carter, Tatis, Semien, the three next two up for the Atlanta Braves. I think we've seen more home runs this game. This has got to be a league record. Swung through and missed on the fastball, 0-2.
2 strikes.
Swung on and missed. That'll be strike 3, and Evan Carter goes down swinging. That brings up Fernando Tatis. Well, it's not been a good season this for Tatis. 3 for 17, 176 on the season. Does have a home run, a solo homer. He's 1 for 2 today. Well, could it happen? It's possible. You got to think as well. Marcus Semien due up next. Oh, that is a dangerously placed pitch from Jeremiah Estrada. Thankful for him, at least, that Tatis swings and misses. 1-1 the count. Hit up the middle. That one nearly hits Estrada. Gloved by Torres. Thrown to first. De Los Santos is away from the bag. That'll go down as another error. Second of the game for the Marlins. Unfortunately for Tatis, that one goes against him in the grand scheme of things. Arguably, that should have been the third error of the game for the Marlins. It does go down as the second in what is absolutely a league record. Semien, unfortunately for him, the expectations that came with that plate appearance is going to be too much as he pops up into very, very shallow center. And that brings up Aaron Judge. Well, Aaron Judge is 0 for 2 today. Keep in mind that if Aaron Judge goes down here, or if potentially the fielder's choice play at second, that'll be the runner on second for extra innings, should we get to that point. Oh, and the slider. Top of the zone, 0-1. Albeit it was a bit inside. I don't think I would have swung at that one either. The MVP chance coming down for Judge. The slider outside. He'll swing through that one. It's 0-2. Judge will pop that one foul, and thankfully for him, this at-bat will stay alive. Swung on and missed for strike 3. This one's going to extras. Well, in what should be a little bit of a inkling for how the rest of this series is going to go. This one cannot be contained by a regular amount of innings. It's 4-4 heading into the top of the 6th. And I think it's going to bring up Machado. So on second will be Brian Reynolds. Edwin Diaz is still the batter.
No balls. One strike.
So Brian Reynolds on second, Machado the batter. Oh, swung on and missed for strike 2. Machado 1 for 2 in today's game. That one foul behind. We'll do it again. That one foul behind. The 0-2, that one foul as well. And the slider outside.
That's the ball.
Slider outside again, 2-2. Again, just a reminder, Reynolds standing on second. Inside slider, count moves to full. Brian Reynolds, for what it's worth. They got to be careful here because Reynolds does have 3 extra base hits on the season. He can run. And turn him for more. That one foul. Swung on and missed. Chased the high fastball, and he goes down swinging. Runner still on second. There's the first out. It's over now to Kyle Schwarber. And he was late on the fastball. Schwarber stepping in now. Runner still on second with 1 out. Inside fastball 1-0.
1-0.
Just a reminder, I believe if the Braves do end up taking this one, the win would go down for Edwin Diaz. And the slider high and away.
2-0.
Got to be careful now because naturally due up next is Jazz Chisholm. Fastball top of the zone, not swung on.
2-1.
2-1 now for Schwarber. Fastball top edge, pretty much the same spot, 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Schwarber goes down swinging. And now the million-dollar question is this: can Edwin Diaz survive the wrath of Jazz Chisholm, who had a solo homer in the second? That's got to be the million-dollar question. The man who's been on fire this season. 538 batting, a 7 for 13, 6 RBI, 3 home run, and a partridge in a pear tree. .2-0 the count already. Oh, and he's a bit lucky he didn't swing at that one. I'm not sure Chisholm is going to get many better offerings than that. The fastball outside. Gleyber Torres on deck. Now, Torres has already homered in this one as well. This gets to be a difficult situation here for Diaz. You pitch at him direct, he can hit the ball. Just like that. Now, that was good decision there. Good placement from Diaz. One more good offering can sit down the side. That one hit in the air out towards left. That one ranging back for the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Jazz Chisholm will knock in the go-ahead run on a stand-up double. Goodness me, he just does not stop succeeding. Nearly his second homer of the game. That puts him up to a .571 batting. Runner still on second. That one's going to be popped into the air. Gleyber Torres should go down easily. Goodness me, I mean, Jazz Chisholm, how about that? Entering the bottom of the 6th, the Braves down by 1. It's a 5-4 ball game. And stepping into the box will be Pete Alonso. Runner on second. That's Aaron Judge. The tying run on second. Alonso 1 for 2 with a home run already in today's game. This could be huge here for Atlanta. Swung on and missed. Middle slider, 0-2.
2 strikes.
Swung on and missed for Pete Alonso, and that's such an unfortunate way to go down.
Now batting, third baseman, Austin.
That brings up Austin Riley with the worst batting average on the team at 1 for 15. Runner still on second with 1 out. That one hit on the ground left side. Diving play from Machado. But it does end up foul. I think Riley's got to be happy with that one, as he has been saved by the chalk. Well, it's an 0-1 count. And the fastball outside. Following Riley is Ozzie Albies. One. Riley swings through and misses on the inside fastball.
1 and 2's the count.
He's 1-2. Big offering here from Estrada. Outside splitter, 2-2. I think honestly for Riley, what he may want to do here, may even want to lay down a bunt. Instead, he's going to swing through it and strike out. And it now falls upon Ozzie Albies. By the way, for what it's worth, Atlanta in danger of blowing the 3-1 lead here. Albies in the air, out to right. Jones back at the warning track. That's going to do it. Miami, in one of the best games of the season, they're going to take it 5-4.
Here in Milwaukee, we've got open-air baseball for you on the show. It's the San Diego Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this.
Your Milwaukee Brewers.
Just about to get started and getting to start, Zach Gallen.
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Ha-Sung Kim, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one. A little bit
That's
high.
ball
2.
two. 2-0.
Tap softly third base side. A swinging bunt. Young tosses to first. One up, one down. As we take a look at the Padres lineup. And Singy, I'm a bit surprised to see this many righties in a lineup against a right-hander.
Yeah, you're not the only one, Boog. I'm a bit surprised as well. And, you know, some hitters work well against same-handed pitching. You know, just back in 2024, Bobby Witt Jr., Vlad Guerrero Jr., and Aaron Judge all had higher batting averages against righties than they did against lefties. So maybe they got a plan after all.
Luis Robert Jr. stands in now and watches strike one. Yeah, big swing and a miss. One out, base is empty. Swing and a pop-up. Terang. And there are 2 outs. So 2 down now, and here is Gunnar Henderson. That one finds the zone. Strike one.
I think he was sitting off speed right there because he just let the fastball go by.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Whips it to first on the run. Nicely done for the out. Padres down in order. And now the Brewers will get their first cuts. No score. You're watching. Back here with my pal Singy. And towing the slab, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Well, the hammer is in effect, and he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the fastball. Will elevate that and then break you off when he's ahead in the count. What I love about him, you get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
And the batter will be the shortstop, Bo Bichette. And that one fouled off. There's a swing and a miss.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Just
Nope,
misses
that's a
the
ball.
mark outside the zone.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
And a base hit right there. And a good start to the inning.
Everything came together for him. Fastball pretty much middle, and that's what you fall asleep dreaming about as a hitter. So no surprise he put a great swing on it.
This is Bryce Terang. Just missed. Ripped on a line. Puts it away for the out. Let's take a look at the Brewers lineup. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you've got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and an outfielder is camped underneath it in front of the warning track.
Bichette at first, one gone.
Not sure if he was expecting for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
And ball 1.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
That's outside. 2-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. And that's downstairs. Full count, 3-2. Kyle Tucker in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Man at first, one away. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. And there's 2 down.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
Here's Kyle Tucker.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
And the first offering is not close. And the slider just misses. That one in for a strike, 2-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with a fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Fly ball pretty well struck out towards right center. Back there. Adios, pelota. They must be going crazy in the dugout. And that gives them a lead. It's 2-0.
That's a fun way to take the lead. Just hit one out of the park. really impressive how he's able to take an outside fastball, get around it, and hit it with authority to the pull side. Most guys are popping up weakly to the opposite field.
So 2 down. Here's Josh Young. And that one a little below the knees.
1-0.
And that's ball 1. In the air, right field, pretty well struck. Going back on this one. Hauls it in on the warning track. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Back here at American Family Field, top of the second, stepping in for San Diego, Nathaniel Lowe. Gallen back to work. There's the strike.
Backdoored him with a breaking ball. Just got the corner. There's nothing you can really do with that.
This one high in the air to left center. Alvarez sizing this one up. He's got it. And there's 1 down.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
Gallen, 29 years old, and they traded for him earlier this year.
Looks like a really good fastball today. You can hear that catcher's mitt popping. Looking forward to hearing a lot of that one in this one.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
Here comes a pitch. On the ground to the left. Can't glove it cleanly. Still manages a throw, and it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Here's Royce Lewis. Swing and a miss as that one was high.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's got good numbers swinging at pitches in that location.
And that drops in for a strike.
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Nothing doing there for the Friars. They trail it here 2-0. Back here in Milwaukee, bottom of the second, and now it's Christian Walker. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
0-2.
Lifted in the air down the left side. That one gets down for a hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Down in the count, battling to stay alive, and just a nice job to put it in play. He didn't exactly connect with this one as he met it out front, but he still put a decent enough swing on it to get it into the outfield. You know, and if you finish the swing and just extend your follow through, you're going to run into knocks just like that.
And that one clips the corner.
Let's see if he's willing to use the whole field right here. Definitely pounding him away.
Nobody out. Runner at first.
Nope, that's down.
Fouls one off. 2-2. Stays alive. And now it's filled up. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. Here's Adley Rutschman. Swing and a foul straight back.
All right, Boog. So I was scrolling through social media the other day, and a video of Adley popped up. It was a clip of him playing college football for Oregon State. How athletic is this guy? He tackled Stanford great Christian McCaffrey. Seriously, what can't Rutschman do on the field?
Runner takes off. Foul ball, still 0-2. Walker, the runner at first, with one gone in the inning. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
Yandy Diaz now. That misses,
1-0.
and that's ball one. Right through there for a strike. And it's strike two.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing plane.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Two outs. Not close with that one. The count now 2-2. Ground ball left side. Lewis throws to first. Third out. Milwaukee leaves one as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. And welcome back to the ballpark. On to the third inning at the plate. Jackson Chourio. Fastball for a strike at 95. Outside low, and it's 1-1. Fouled off down the right side. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Here's a 1-2. And that's in the dirt.
2-2 the count.
Two on the way. And that's too high. Inside, and that's ball 4. and that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, that's a nice job of grinding out that at bat. Saw a lot of pitches and ends up drawing the walk. Very gritty.
Wyatt Langford, the next up for the Padres. That one the other way. Terang over to Bichette.
Out.
Back to first, and it's over his head. And it's going to wind up out of play.
Well, he hung in there at second to get the out, but the return throw to first was way offline. And I have to think the runner coming in the second had a part in that. You can't assume the double play, but because the batter moves up past first, he does get charged with the throwing error right there.
Here's Nolan Arenado. One out and a runner at second. That
Off
one
the plate, ball
misses,
one.
and now it's even 1-1. And that clips the inside corner.
Well, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Next pitch is outside. Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. He swung over top of the curveball.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Now it's the second baseman, Ha-Sung Kim. First time up, he grounded to third. Right through there for a strike. Runner at second, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third. That's in for a strike. Throw to third. Save. Tying run at the plate.
Ball one.
Straighten him up a little bit.
That one at 95, missed up top, and a count now even up. Just misses there.
That pitch was pretty borderline at the top of the zone, and he's not digging the call out there on the mound. Clearly pretty frustrated, so he's going to have to collect himself a little.
Three and two now. So now 2 on and 2 outs.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
Luis Robert now. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. And fouled off. Now this is in the air down the line. And that's the 3rd out. Padres leave a pair. They're still down. It's 2-0. And we're back. Set for the bottom of the 3rd. Bo Bichette up to the dish. The shortstop
0-1, no
takes the
strike.
ball. Bullpen action for the Padres. Jason Adam getting ready to go. Hoeing, a hard-throwing right-hander, up as well. The 1-0. He swings and fouls one off.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
That misses the zone. 2-1.
Well, these Brewers doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
Line drive. Kim. Over to first. One gone, bottom of the third inning.
Still relatively early, but with the pair of runs already on the board, the ripple effect of that high pitch count might set them up to do more damage later in this game.
Next to hit, Bryce Terang. 0 for 1 so far. First offering, and it just misses. And that's in for a strike. Swing and a ball line to center. That's a base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
So impressive that he didn't get tied up or jammed on that pitch inside. Instead, good quick hands allowed him to get the barrel to it, just shoot it up the middle of the field for that knock. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
And the Padres manager making his way towards the mound as he will make the move. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will depart, and he's not going to be happy with himself. New pitcher on the mound in a moment. Righty reliever out of the pen, Jason Adam.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Mookie Betts will make his way to the plate. He's 0 for 1.
If you're trying to keep the line moving, this is the guy you want at the plate. Such a good hitter. Can also flash some power.
A little bit low.
1-0.
The kick and the pitch. Runner goes.
Ball
Ball outside. Throws. Safe. Terang, the runner at second with one away. Base knock right field. Headed for the plate. Now a long throw home. Save. In comes the run from second. It's 3-zip.
Well, does a great job of letting that runner steal second base, get into scoring position, come through with the base knock. You add a run.
So here's Kyle Tucker now. He's already homered in this game. Outside low. And that is ball 1.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get 2. Get out of this.
And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Outside with a breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Some high cheese for strike 3.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Young in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball. Just missed. A little out front there as he swings through it.
2-1.
Foul ball there. Two outs. Swings through it for the K. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's now 3-0. Start of the 4th, leading off Gunnar Henderson. The Padres in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. I need a good at bat out of him right here.
That one not close. Ball 1.
He's been pitching well, but going through this middle of the order second time through, we'll see what kind of adjustments are being made.
Next offering is in for a strike. The shortstop takes the ball.
Good purpose pitch right there. Trying to tease him, get him to raise his sights, pop something up, and make it an easy out.
Checks his swing. Appeal down to third. That's a swing according to umpire Woody Keller. 2-2 down. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, he just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Here's Nathaniel Lowe. Fly to left his first time. Pitch misses, and it's 1-0. And that one is lifted in the air. Alvarez heads towards it. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's 2 away.
The catcher, Sean.
2 down, base is empty. So digging in now for San Diego, Sean Murphy. He's built his reputation as one of the top framers in the sport. And that drops in for a strike. And that one misses up and in. And the count even 1-1. Ground ball up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Now back, the third baseman, Royce.
Now the third baseman, Royce Lewis. Went down on strikes his first time through. On the ground right side, and it goes just foul. In the dirt.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Upstairs.
Pitch is up.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Murphy off of first with 2 away.
The count.
Check swing on the 2-2. Appeal to first. And he won around. Not an easy call there, but that puts an end to the inning. Padres leave one. They trail it here 3-0. Welcome back, and they turn to a new arm as we kick off the bottom of the fourth. Ryan Hoeing.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Walker batting for the second time, and that's strike one.
Looks like he's sacrificed a pitch right down the middle for tracking and timing. Some good hitters will do that.
They say you win.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And that one is downstairs, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Now 1 away.
You know, Boog, you often think a slider's more for that horizontal movement, but most of the good ones have both vertical depth and that horizontal movement, and that's what we saw right there. Good drop on the break and got him to swing over the top.
Alvarez
1-0.
takes a ball as he stands in for the second time. And that is downstairs. And that's ball 2. And that's through there for a strike. And there's a ball.
Out.
3-1, and he couldn't come up with it.
Close pitch there, but you got to forget about that call if you're out on the mound. You can't let it affect you going forward. You've got to get out of the inning first, and then if you want to be frustrated, take it out in the dugout.
Out to short, and it's through for a hit. And now 2 aboard.
The batter, number 2. Designated hitter.
And now the DH, Yandy Diaz. Grounded out his first time. Inside, just missed. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
Sometimes being lucky is a swing and miss. If he makes contact with that pitch, probably hits into a double play.
Grounder might be 2. There's 1. And it's a double play to end the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. We played 4. It's the Brewers 3 and the Padres nothing. Ready now for the 5th inning. And now Jackson Chourio. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. Gallen back to work. Check swing. Tried to hold up. Now an appeal to first. No swing. He held up. Clyde Washington with the call there. That's to third. It's in and out of his glove. And they get it. The misplay made it a bit messy, but they cleaned things up for the out.
A couple of pitches and a quick out.
Here's the left fielder, Wyatt Langford.
He's so solid, calms the heart rate of the pitcher and the manager when the ball goes up in the air. You just automatically assume that it's an out every time it's hit in the air.
Right through there for a strike.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
So they're down to their final out. Here's Nolan Arenado. Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. I remember Mark Kotsay was a real good defensive outfielder. Good instincts, not great speed. In the dirt. Now 1-2.
Yeah, and I figured you would get Kotsay into this because you had a free dinner at his house the other night.
That is true. Line drive. Makes the catch. Ball game. And the Brewers claim the win here behind some great pitching and defense.
Well, we saw a lot of good pitching and defense in this ball game. And when you have a low-scoring game, it's imperative that the players stay on their toes, ready to make plays behind their pitcher. And they did exactly that. It's an excellent win. Everyone goes in the clubhouse feeling really good about themselves.